Welcome back to FMTV. When it comes to Godzilla merchandise, there are t-shirts, video games, action figures, and even comic books.
But if you're looking for something authentic, something special, you need to stop by this place. I recently sat down with the proprietor, Susan Horn, who started this fabulous, fantastic, amazing place, the legendary Kimono My House. How did it all start, Susan?
I graduated from UC Berkeley in 1976, and I had no plans for my future, and I got a one-way ticket to Japan. I had an idea that I could sell Japanese used kimonos, used clothing. So I brought some back with me, and Shogun was on TV at that time, so I sold out immediately. So I had to fly back to Japan and get more. And a friend of mine came into the store and he said, "Do you know something about this robot that turns into an airplane?" And I was like, "I have no clue what you're talking about."
And that was Macross, that was the Valkyrie.
Right. So I asked the kid where I was buying my kimonos. There were some kids there and I said, "Do you know anything about this robot that turns into an airplane?" And they said, "Yeah, we know it is Macross da." So they took me to the local toy store and they showed it to me and I said, "Wow." So I brought those back, I put them on the shelf, and that was the beginning. People that came in and saw them, it just spread like wildfire. And I was buying everything in sight, everything I could find.
You originally had the store where?
On 62nd Street, 2 blocks south of here, on the roof of a warehouse.
In Emeryville,
In
yes.
Emeryville.
And the original showroom you had, when people would walk in for the first time and come in through the door and walk on the landing and it would stop. And if there was no one else in the shop and nobody was being chatty and there wasn't a lot of background noise, you would hear an audible gasp.
Exactly.
People would walk in and just go, but that showroom was floor to ceiling and people would walk in and it was sensory overload.
People would walk in and start to sweat and get stomach aches from, I mean, true. It was like we had to have a handy toilet paper and a bottle of water for some people because people would just be so overstimulated because it was just too much. Like no one had ever seen this much stuff anywhere.
Yeah. Outside of Japan, like going into those mom and pop stores, old school stores in Japan where
and
it's
now
just jam.
I have Japanese people coming here getting stomach aches and needing smelling salts. They walk around, they say, "Haven't seen any of this stuff for probably 30 years. It doesn't exist in Japan anymore, and there's very few shops that actually have this vast, range of the kinds of toys, the kind of merchandise, and the history.
And you also produce your own merchandise. Like
I did. I was
pins.
one of the first to get licensing before it was popular. No one really was interested, but the companies in Japan. In Japan, the series might be over, it might be finished, and they'd made their money, and that was an opportunity for them to make a little more extra money on the same characters or the same series. So I jumped on it, and I got as many licensing contracts as I possibly could, even though I didn't know what I was doing. I guess, and
by the seat of your pants.
I just printed as many T-shirts as I could possibly afford, and I still have them left over as dead stock.
Let me see if these are the most popular shirts, if I can remember correctly. Astro Boy. And then Macross. What would the other one be? And Star Blazers or Space Battleship Yamato.
Godzilla.
Three of the most popular shirts, right?
Akira. Actually, Akira was the #1, and it still is.
And here you are still.
I was seriously thinking about retiring and just selling off everything and closing everything. But little by little, people would come and find me, and people would just come knocking on the door. They kept searching me out, and little by little, I realized, I have to open this up again, or I have to at least display what I have. And right now, there's a new resurgence of, like, a lot of the old customers are coming back now that a lot of them are coming back and saying how nostalgic it is and how much it meant to them, and when they were a kid, how they saved their money up until Christmas, and they made the pilgrimage to Kimono My House once a year. And this store meant so much to so many people that I never realized until now. People telling me all the time.
Bay Area institution.
And now they're bringing their kids.
That's
and so it's become more fun than it ever has for me. I'm really happy and more enthusiastic than I've ever been about Kimono My House.